I'm your host, Lo, and this is Mic Drop Sun Drip, the show where we drop truth and speak light into you. This is the show for those ready to awaken to their full power, live from love, bask in golden divine light, embody abundance and divine wealth. Drop into your heart and feel it all in your body. You can watch on YouTube or listen on all podcast platforms. Here we go. Oh, and one more thing. You have a spark of the divine in you. Act accordingly. Well, well, well.
Hello.
If only people knew what we just had to do.
The people. One day they'll know. I feel as though we are holding a press conference for no one, but one day they will know that it is us and we have been here this whole time.
I am so
Okay.
sorry, everybody, because I am a teeny tiny bit shook, even though, we're ancient souls here. We know the game here with dark and light. I am just a little shooketh and shaken up from what Anna and I just had to do. And just to give you a little clue, that rhymes. There are some energies that do not love the idea that Anna and I are here and going to be talking together on Mic Drop Sundrip. And we just had to tell them where the door is.
Yeah. Seems
We'll
as though
share more about this one day. That was meant to happen the way it happened.
totally.
Welcome, Anna Scott, to Mic Drop Sundrip. We've been waiting for you our entire lifetime, if not all lifetimes. But I
It's
also love doing other lives. So here we are again. Please, 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 please give the warmest welcome to my girl, my homegirl, my soul family, OG soul fam, monad group, I'm pretty sure. And I just would love for you to bring us into your magical world. Give everybody A, how you're feeling, B, what you're excited about, and C, who the hell are you and what would you like to share about your background?
Huh. What a loaded question. Anna Nicole Scott, present. I am here. I am enthusiastic. I am zen. I'm as zen as one can be when one is on the highest and hardest path in their human experience.
We go,
Breadcrumb for the rest of the show. Um,
we go,
I am
we
a
go.
mother. I am a wife. I'm a business owner. What do I do? I used to be a school counselor. Then I had a spiritual awakening, brought me to the brink of absolute mental disaster, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical disaster, we'll say. And in that cracking, I was gifted who I really am. The tale is old as time, my friends,
You
my
know it.
listeners that will be introduced to moi. From there, I began to build what the peoples call a soul business. And from
Mhm.
there, it's really been a deepening of going from this is for me to this is for all, and
Yeah,
to balance the importance of taking care of oneself and being selfish in some ways
yeah,
that can then later provide the people that my soul is meant to actually serve in a deeper way. The ability
absolutely.
to me and to see me in a form that they will recognize, which is how we met because you did that and I recognized you and I stalked you and now we're friends, more than friends. Not in a romantic way. I mean, I'm not against anything, but we are more than friends.
We are way more than friends. I mean, oh God, my love for you goes so far and wide and it's overwhelming and we know why. I'm just so happy you're here and I'm just feeling the groundedness. I'm feeling the earth supporting this conversation right now because you and I can spiral up and we can go as high as source is, as high as the divine is, but we are here to be here. And I just in this moment as you were talking, I always feel like you're so creative and so high frequency, but you're also very grounded. Like the level of how you've your soul's like required to because of our contract together, but you have had to ground me so many times this year because I just went through the darkest of nights of the soul. And It's truly so beautiful to like see you. I'm just excited for people to see you and know you. And my prayer is this brings you abundance and brings you everything you want and clients that need you that they don't even know they need you, but this conversation is bringing you to them. Okay? Mic drop. So, this is going just for everybody listening. Again, thank you so much for being here. Anna and I are going to be flowing. We tend to, so first of all, we will be channeling source. We will be channeling the divine. It's every day. It's not like we have to go into channel. We are channelers of the divine through our throat. So just know and expect wild things to come through us that we have no idea are coming. Two, we're going to be funny and laughing because this is how our dynamic is. Three, there are four oracle decks behind me that you can probably see that I was guided to pull from to kick off our episode because the messages that want to come through are going to guide this conversation for whoever is meant to watch this show. These messages are for you. So, Anna, darling, are you all right if I go ahead and start doing that?
Please do. We serve at the pleasure, and the pleasure serves.
Of the divine, baby. Not the president, the divine, who's the president of all little presidents.
Yep.
Oh, one just flew out. So, while I'm pulling these, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your business and what you
Amazing.
do?
Totally, because I think you asked me to do it in the beginning and then I talked about something completely different. So classic. I am a performance therapist on one hand. So I'm a licensed therapist. I was a traditional therapist for about 2 seconds because I could not stop talking about things that were not traditional. Go figure. I still hold a traditional license. I will always hold a traditional license because
Yes,
the mind is important because we're in a human body and there's a mind
absolutely.
in the human body. So psychology is a big aspect of what I do. So when I first opened my
Right,
business, it was called intuitive performance psychology, to which my dad and my husband and all these people are like, what does it mean? And I'm like,
right.
no, but someone in my head told me to make that the business name. I'm gonna
Yeah,
figure.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
in recent months, I have rebranded to Anna Scott Creative, which still includes the performance psychology, but really I've expanded to working consulting based, so on site, virtual, in person. And really, what I do, my friends, my new friends, is I help people bring themselves and things to life. So, whether that is authors, businesses, someone doing a complete personal rearrange of whatever the fuck they want to do, and
Mhm.
really in true fashion to the one-on-one, I guess, traditional personal development. Okay, like, do you want to feel alive? Yes or no? Do you want to feel yourself? Yes or no? Let's get it going. You know what I mean? Because we are
Yeah,
who we are. We are who we are, and life is what we make it, as per always, period. As per always. That's nice. I like that. Um,
mic
yeah,
drop.
that's me. I live in Chester, Connecticut. I work in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, but I travel, I traverse. I'm
Traverse.
also a writer. Um,
Epic writer. Get ready for what this woman is going to do. Y'all are going to be going to the movies to see her movie one day. And yeah, I said it.
you're welcome. You should dress up when you
You're
come see.
welcome. I would dress up. I would wear these earrings and a fake fur coat
It needs
because
to be real though,
who cares? We're going to revive the movie theater because it seems to be dying because everyone's lazy as fuck right now.
because they're
I
just
don't know. That
not.
just came out. Sorry, I don't mean to judge, but let's be honest. All the technology and all the AI seems to be coming from this space of making everything convenient for everybody, which I know is addicting. Convenience has been addicting for me in my life, but it seems to be bringing everyone more into isolation, more into themselves, more into the darkness. Wonder who's powering that. So get out of your house, go to the movies, go to the store, you know, go hang out with people, go join a club, go to a yoga class, go to the damn gym. I'm going to a gym again, physical gym. No, I'm not doing at-home workouts anymore. We need to interact with each other. Oh my God, that just had to come through.
Oh man, we went on a hike the other day, and obviously I asked my kids if they needed to go to the bathroom before we went on the hike. No. Okay, we get there, and obviously Sienna has to take a shit. We go behind a tree. The only other people in the woods are coming right towards us, like, all right, I'm out in nature, and here we are. Sorry, there didn't even have a dog bag.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm also here to do really amazing, wondrous things for the planet of my kids. Pine trees. This is duality, my friends.
It's both and one of the books I'm going to write. Don't ask me when, because I've told everybody I was going to write it years ago, never did. So TBD. But both and. If you can hold multiple truths at the same time, you have won the human game. But if you think that one thing is only true and that you have a one-track mindset and you're living in your logical, boring ass mind, boy, life sucks.
People
I
see
knew
a
I
lot.
was going to be like off the handle today with you.
Like,
So
why don't people just laugh? Like, if you spill shit on your shirt, why don't you just like make a joke instead of like running to your car and like hiding it? It's like, wow, I
Ah,
didn't do it.
I'm
Like,
such a loser. The world's gonna judge me. So fucking what? They're judging anyway. Don't you want to be happy while you live this life? Or do you want to worry about who's judging you? We all are on a winding journey with that. I've had my own journey with that. Ultimately, your soul is guiding you to what I like to call your no fucks season. And once you enter your no fucks season, it becomes a lifetime of being that way. This does not mean we don't care about other people. This means that we no longer care about other people's childhood wounds and projections that they are projecting onto us upon judging us, mainly on social media, because most people would never say three-quarters of the shit they say online to your face. Of course, I would.
what do they call them? The like cell phone warriors, the texters? Like, say it to
Well,
me.
ultimately, I think that people are hiding behind these screens, all the things, right? And people would be all of us in many ways. And this hiding behind has created this sort of like no compassion, no
Right.
empathy or lack thereof, and also just hyper. I mean, judgment is always a human thing that we have to overcome and navigate. And we're all judging all the time. We have bias, all these things. But ultimately, like, I feel it's been amplified, you
Right.
know?
Right. For
So
sure.
it's an interesting time we're living in with all the technology, and I know we all are wondering where this is all going because there's the narrative of AI, the robots, all those things. Are they dark entities? Some of them are. And then some of it is absolutely meant to be on the planet. You know, other planets that are advanced have very advanced technology. Other
Right.
planets, people can levitate. You know, these beings, they might not be in our form, but they're in different forms. They can levitate. They have massive telepathy, like real telepathy, right? Where it's on and you hear. They have
I think
technology that allows things to be faster, that allows them to travel at the speed of light or at least close to the light. They have all kinds of things, right? I don't know if it's coming through. I don't even know what I'm saying. And
I'm in.
so yes, but that's earned. And let me tell you, one of the cards that I'm going to share about Atlantis that came out, no coincidence. We, Atlantis, when it fell, and yes, a lot of us were there. I
Always like
was.
doing this.
You
Like,
were.
on the ride of Lauren. Like, where are we going? Fuck.
Atlantis was at a similar point on Earth at that time that we are at right now. Massive technology. And what happened, very simply, is this. The few powerful got greedy as fuck, did not listen to the oracles that were telling them that there would be a large wave that would drown the entire city and all of the beings that did not ascend because they were not in the light. And those souls have been on the wheel of karma for
Hydrating a
lifetimes.
bit.
I'm sorry to be the deliverer of this message, but everybody knows. Just whether you consciously know or not, you were there. Your soul knows and remembers, and you'll be guided to remember when it's time. Because the time on hello, Sekhmet. Yep, we need you today. So the time on Earth right now is the similar Atlantis breaking point where, you know, in Atlantis they were experimenting on other souls to advance the technology, right? They were experimenting and it went dark. I'm sorry if I'm being intense right now, but we serve at the pleasure of the divine, and the divine says this must come out, so it will.
And the
So,
divine serves us.
and the divine is taking over my throat, so I'm just going with it. And also Lauren Guerreri, I take credit for what I'm saying too. Don't best believe I'm not outsourcing my power always. Oh, God said it, so I say it. No, it's me too. My soul is completely in no fucks. So, you know, ultimately, like there are energies that are tinkering with these technologies, whether they're alive or in human form or not. And there absolutely are themes of Atlantis right now. Now, we do not need to go the way Atlantis did. And Atlantis fell for a number of reasons, but that was one of the main ones. So when I talk about, I've said this like in posts and publicly, this like Jurassic Park thing, like, that's how it feels. It feels like, you know, my favorite line from that movie is And I knew when I was a kid that stuck with me because I knew it was going to, now I can look back and say, oh, that's why that stuck with me because it was going to be relevant for this lifetime and what we were going to witness technologically. Just because your scientists were too busy worried about whether or not they could, they did not stop to think if they should.
Oh yeah.
And we are greedy as fuck in this culture, especially America. And so, because we live in a greed, hyper growth, Wall Street, quarterly investor cycle centric society, for greed, that only a few have the wealth right now. Don't worry, that's changing. Because we have that,
Mhm.
we are creating and innovating and making technology at all costs. All costs.
I can't wait till me and you are billionaires. Continue.
Yep.
Imagine all
And
the people who win.
and we're doing that at the cost of humans, animals, the earth, the trees, the oxygen that makes you breathe in that form.
Mhm.
And what if the earth just runs out of oxygen? It won't because it regenerates itself. However, Mother Earth is angry as fuck.
Yeah.
The divine feminine is pissed. Okay? The divine masculine's pissed. So, I think that ultimately we need to stay centered in how we're working with the technology in our lives, of course, how we're exposing our kids to it, at what age, when, and just know that yes, everything is dark and light and everything can be used for good. It's all about intention. When we do have millions of dollars, if not billions, best believe I'm not keeping even at three-quarters of that. Okay. Whatever. I'll keep what I need for this life to live decently and generational wealth for my kids, the grandkids, and all the generations that are going to be here long after I'm gone. But
Correct.
that's it. That's
Correct.
it. I don't need, and I understand that people struggle with this concept, which obviously, I'm one of the people that teaches about abundance consciousness, which is continuing to expand in terms of knowledge on what that even means. There's basics and then there's like advanced stuff that I'm still learning and then bringing through to teach everybody. One of those is enough. What is enough? You know, those that are the wealthiest are often in the most scarcity
Mhm.
because they keep wanting more.
Mhm.
Who
Mhm.
needs $3 trillion?
Right.
And do we really think that we have a nervous system in this form and an egoic brain that can actually thoughtfully and intentionally handle 3 trillion? I don't know who the version of Lauren Guerreri is who has 3 trillion, probably a fucking tyrant.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't want it. And I know it ends. The
Mhm.
lifetime ends, the body ascends, and the money's just sitting there. Oh, we don't bring it. Oh, oh. You don't need money in the higher realms. So I just want to say to everybody, I know that this is preachy, and you're right, it is. But ultimately, here's where we're at. Okay.
Project that onto them. Maybe they're lapping it up. They could be lapping it
You're
up.
right. Here's where we're at on Earth. We're at a tipping point. Of course, we've been moving towards a tipping point, but 2020 was a time when we were being guided to understand how interconnected we are and that we cannot afford anymore to not care about our fellow human. That it is not just about my wealth, my house, my husband, my money, my platform, my podcast, my Instagram. We don't
Right.
own anything. We're
Right.
custodians on this planet for what we get, and we're blessed to get whatever we get. And it's high time we're happy with what we get. And I've been challenging myself with that for years because I'm going to be 37 years old in a couple weeks. And by others' standards, I'm lost in life. Meanwhile, my soul's like, you're right on fucking time.
I
Mike,
would concur with your.
so yeah. And I have been lost in life before, and then I found my way back because that's what we all are doing here. Okay, that's my rant. What do you have to say, Anna?
Um, is the word is a cornucopia related to Thanksgiving? Because it popped into my head.
Yes. Oh, I always channel about cornucopias. It's a big abundance code. I have a
Oh,
meditation
good.
actually that I'll link in the show notes for everybody for free. That's a cornucopia in the forest. It's a real thing.
I
Yeah.
believe you. There's a reason why I said it. What I will say to some of that is one thing. So my, I loved everything you said. I can't write. There was a couple. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll
That was a lot.
no, loved it. There, love it all. So my husband is a salt of the earth stonemason.
We love him.
We do love him, Ryan. Shout out Ryan Scott. He probably has already stopped
Woo!
watching, although he'll secretly watch the whole
Ancient ass,
thing.
powerful soul,
Um,
divine masculine.
right. So the biggest dreamer on the planet, and I'm not. There's probably. I'm not saying you're not a big as dreamer as me, but I'm saying like the archetype of the biggest dreamer married the most practical man, and then we were like, yeah, let's have kids. friends. What up? But I'm bringing him up because he and I, maybe a couple years ago, we were talking about like it's what you were saying, like what is the goal, like what for our family, like wealth, like what is it?
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, and what we came up with was if there is enough money in our family account where we never have to worry about going on an adventure with our kids and having to check the account or what, whether it's
Oh,
athletics, whether
wow.
it's something they want to do, of course, basic needs, that is a given for our family goals, but in terms of like how much is enough, it's just like as long as we have enough for our kids to do and experience and live in a way that is not over the top and just is truly not limiting of whatever boundless ideas
Yeah.
can pop into their head for their soul's growth, like that's it. And that's not a number, that's a feeling, that's a frequency, and that's just something that we've kind of set as the standard for what we're trying to be and do for our kids, and
Yeah.
for ourselves. No, that sounds really beautiful. And like since then we've had like many, 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 like, what are you fucking doing with the money? You know what I mean? Like the classic. Like, did you really need the facial? It's like I did. So both and, but to that point, what you're saying about like having so much and keeping it, I identify with that because, as you know, part of my purpose is to open a nonprofit for education and a micro
Yep.
school. And what I see for me, for you, for other people who are working fucking tooth and nail to figure a way, it's not really about figuring it, but like surrendering to a way to infiltrate these systems
Yeah.
and create things that can be sustainable, that requires money. And that requires someone who is a pure vessel with integrity using the money and putting it in the right spot. So that's not my
Wow.
fucking bank account. That's going to be what is best for the people that my soul, your soul, whoever else is listening to this, because clearly whoever's listening to this is going to be similar to us in this way.
Big
We
time.
need to be fucking rich. And it's not our fucking money. We need to be resourced so we can build the things that the world fucking needs. So
Mic,
that's what I
mic
think.
drop. Mic drop. I've been screaming that on my Instagram lives for 3 years.
Of
And that's
course
the
you
difference. I mean, intention is always the equalizer. It's always the purifier. And ultimately, like what you're speaking about, I probably should just channel a course called Enough because I
yeah.
think that's really the message. It's like, what is enough? And that's a very fair, it's not like a funny, I'm not trying to be funny. It's like really tuning into what is the frequency of enough. And again, we know classic psychology, but also soul shit. Everything comes back to, do I
Soul.
feel enough? So if I don't feel enough, I'm chasing $3 trillion.
Right,
So
right,
yeah, he don't feel like enough. That's why
right,
he's doing that. And all of you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not uttering these people's names. I don't want to anymore. They don't deserve any more press. So
yeah, talk about us instead.
yeah, I'm talking about my light workers. I'm talking about my light warriors. I'm talking about my ancient souls. I'm talking about all of us that are here to be brave because let me tell you, ultimately, what this requires is courage, which is not easy to have. I have the cards.
All right.
Does anybody want to take a deep breath?
I've been drinking my water like it's wine. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a nervous tick. I'm just waiting for what you're going to say next. I'm like, give me more. I'm not a paid partnership, but I will inform the audience. I enjoy iced water with a dab of saffron, some Celtic sea salt, and a little bit of honey. I am in no way, shape, or form an aesthetically pleasing being. I'm trying. So when I put the honey on, it's just like globbing. It's really just a glob. It doesn't settle in. No one agrees with me for doing this. I like it. I'm not sure if I'm being stubborn and continuing this piece of it, but I do like it. I will
Oh
maintain.
my
Shake
God.
it up. I call it the soul revival. You just slam it down. I'll say some shit to it sometimes, like, love and, whatever. I'm drinking it, cleanse. So if anyone wants the link for this, I don't have one, but just remember what I said.
I fucking love you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just felt the frequency of joy permeating my whole body.
You're
Oh
welcome.
my God, that was so great and funny. We are really each other's wing woman. Like I go off and you're like, here's the water recipe that's bringing me life force every day. And then you
Yep.
go off and I'm like, and we're pulling cars.
Like, well, I felt like you needed to just check and see the themes, maybe.
See, guys, we're always, we know the intensity of what we're bringing through. So we temper it with human shit. Water concoctions, oracle decks, candles. Wow, I don't think I've laughed that hard this year. Thank you. You just brought me back to life because I almost died this year. And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, we've all been there, man. You've been. Yeah. Okay, this is actually important. If there is a leader on this planet that maintains that they didn't almost lose their fucking marbles, they haven't gone through the journey yet to the point where they can actually lead because
Well
you have to
said.
be so fucking humbled and to like okay, just quickly before you go into the cards, I think it's important because so classic
Yes.
2022. I literally, so I'm a therapist. I was a school counselor for 7 years. My
Yep.
whole thing is mental health, well-being,
Mhm.
la 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 la. La. I for 28, 9, 30 years was pretending I didn't have emotions. I didn't give a fuck. Like
Right.
I'm all blah. I'm amazing. Everything's amazing. Can I help you? What do you need? I will do anything for you, right? Like this was me. I'm still that, but there's just about 8 million other parts of me that were
Yeah.
not in existence because I was not allowing them to be, that did not open until I was so fucking humbled. And
Yep.
we have little humblings, and sometimes we believe that those little humblings can build platforms or can build stories or can build a person, and then there's no more really mirror work to do. And
Yep.
I'm saying this to myself first and foremost because I was like that. I
Same.
pedestaled myself so fucking
Same.
hard, and but I pretended other people were
Mhm.
pedestaling me, but really I loved being up here. And I did like loved it.
Yep.
Didn't consciously know I
Well,
was
the
doing
ego loves it, not really you. All of
right.
our egos love it.
But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's important because I'm speaking from a place of knowing what it's like to be like, why doesn't anyone understand me? But like stay fucking where you are and I know so much better than you. Don't fucking come near me.
Oh,
You know
yes.
what I
That
mean?
little thing. Yes.
I
Agreed.
lived that deeply. And then you know, it's no coincidence my business ended up being originally intuitive performance psychology because I became quite a show pony. I was putting performance over living and I was making it very clear to everyone around me that I was a very high performer. And then you get fucking nailed. And then you realize, oh shit, like you didn't actually know anything that you thought you knew.
Yes.
So you're going to start over. You're going to have a beginner's mind and you're going to try again or not. But I chose to try again. So, not sure what all that was, but it felt pertinent to say.
That was so beautiful. Mic drop. Thank you for sharing that. That's exactly right.
Mhm.
Oh my God, your journey is, I can't wait for people to read about it. You know, for me this year, the humbling came from choosing love. I have a very unique path to romantic love in this life.
Amazing.
And my soul present the divine. I've said this in my last show, but I gotta say it now again. My soul and the divine, my higher self presented me with the two life paths, one life path, and I could have chose it. It's insane to me, and I'm saying this very humbly, guys, but I've lived it now this year. It is insane to me that simply by me, out loud through my throat, choosing the timelines that I was shown. One timeline is super easy with a whole different life and a whole different group of people. And another timeline is with the person I've always wanted and the people I've always been meant to be around and with, including the kids that I have yet to birth on this earth. And it is insane to me that I chose that path, which is considered the highest divine destiny. Anna and I have dubbed it the higher and harder path because it will be hard in so many different ways, but it will be ultimately the most rewarding. It is insane to me that the second I did that, over the span of the days and weeks after, my life fell apart.
Mm.
And I
Can't wait to
remember,
officiate your wedding.
I know, I remember
I
moving
know.
through the process of it and, and then I was denying. I then, this is my classic thing that people close to me know, and I know like I have these profound spiritual moments that people would pray to have that not everybody's going to have in this life because it's just
Oh yeah.
not their path. And then I go, oh, I made it up. Made it up. Then what the divine does is send me signs with names of people, like rare names that you don't see that often, and names of things that I've already channeled about, and business names, and the show that I have, Mike Drop Sundrip, that came through me completely from above. That was
Mm.
not me like deciding. That just came through. The
You can't
show is
forget the
called,
music
I
because
remember when I remember when the show came through, I was like, let me play with that a little bit. Like Mike, like is it Son Mike? I was trying to, and the divine's like, my soul was like, it's mic drop sun drip. Do we need to repeat it?
Mhm.
Stop fucking with it. And so that's what I went through this year is after many years, 8 years of this particular journey consciously, because this journey's been happening in my life since I was born and for him too. But the journey the more like physical conscious awareness of it started 8 years ago, and after many years of running from it, denying it, struggling with it, watching very wild 3D events happen that do not align with what I was getting, I struggled with it. No, no, no shit. So, but once I picked that and then watched my life completely recalibrate, human uses fall apart. They use recalibrate. Oh, well, a bunch of things have to shift now because you just made a free will choice to meet your destiny.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And to my fellow colleagues in the space, to our fellow colleagues in the space, I send you all love that are teaching manifestation and abundance and being the creator of your reality. You're missing a tiny little component. Would you like to hear it?
They would. Our associates are on the edges of their just bringing in a
So
lull.
let me, so let me just share with you the little tiny bits and bobs that you're missing from your teachings. There's great mystery. The divine brings us the greatest blessings, not our human manifesting it. And three, the final and most important thing that you must remember and consider in your Instagram videos that are programming everyone to think that if they follow a certain formula, their reality will shift and completely everything they want will just come to them with no struggle, no dark night, no nothing, right? The final point I'd like to make is this: you co create your pre designed soul destiny that your soul made for you before you came here. And everything you're manifesting that has nothing to do with that soul destiny is your human fighting in full resistance to your real life path, your real destiny, and the things that you are actually coded for to receive physically and materially in this life, including your divine life partner, including the children you're meant to birth, if you're meant to birth children, including your devotion, your vocation, your career, your business. So do not forget that we are not doing anything. That it is the divine working through all of our vessels to bring us the very thing our soul yearned for before it incarnated in physical form. And our soul's grateful as fuck to be in this form, and our human hates it. Okay? Because it's confined. We're controlled. There's limits. I have to sleep. You know how much shit I want to do? I want to write 10 books. Gotta sleep tonight, 8 hours. So those 10 books are gonna have to wait. Got to write one for start the first one. We have limits. Now that's going to keep changing on Earth. We know the DNA is changing to crystalline. We know time is getting more and more malleable. We're seeing that, but we're still humbled on this Earth plane with contrast, darkness, despair, depression,
Fuck yeah.
time and the limits of time, and the fact that our childhood is coded with the tendencies and the lessons that we are then here to alchemize into light, to master over the course of that lifetime, to then teach and pour back into the planet and contribute for the impact we're here to make in 70 to 100, if not 110 years. I'm not saying anything that nobody knows, but I seem to be seeing a lot of reels and TikTok videos and YouTubes and podcasts that are riddled with ego, riddled, cloaked in very sacred, divine spiritual principles. And I don't like it. Correction, my soul don't like it. You
Mhm.
know, using the word abundance is one thing. Actually being embodied in abundance mindset, when your bank account goes to zero, like mine has, and then still having to be in that. Y'all tell me if you've done that. And if you have respect, and if you haven't, you're lying to the audience you've built and the clients that are paying you 50 grand a month to fund your fancy lifestyle to then Instagram about. So I have a problem with it. And I also have a problem with the psychics that are working with dark energy and telling people all kinds of shit about their life path that's not true. So this is my issue. And yeah, Mic Drop Sundrip, I'm going to air my soul's grievances because I got a lot of them. And I have fought my mission because I don't want to fall into that trap. It's why I've hidden for years. It's why I haven't blown up yet. The divine decides when I blow up. And what blowing up even means. Is it an audience of 10,000 people? I'd be happy with that.
Mhm.
Is it 100,000? Is it 3,000? I don't care. And I need everybody to understand this. Stop being driven by the false material world that real enlightenment and ascension is when you reach the end of the material world. You know who recently had a wake up call with this? I will say his name live. Will Smith. Yes, his soul was down the path of darkness and brought him back to life by the grace of the divine source God. He had a tower moment in front of 8 billion people. And I knew in that moment when that happened, I wasn't mad at him. The fuck? People do what they need to do. Their soul's on a journey. Stop judging everyone like you haven't wanted to punch somebody in the face, okay? And so, now I'm watching him. Now he's been guided to plant medicine. That's not for everybody, but it was for him, okay? It often is for the masculine because the masculine is lost in the material world. So and now I'm hearing him talk about the end of the material world and how the God took him through that path. And now he realizes because he was massively motivated by wealth and fame, ultimately because he felt like a coward as a child, okay? It's deep. It's deep shit. Read his book. He's an important part of my journey. It's a big. He's always been a soul that the divine brings to me with different messages and lessons. So I respect him, and now I'm hearing him talk differently because he just went through his awakening and he's on the path of ascension. If he stays on it, even with all that money and wealth. Right, he's lost a lot publicly. Forget the punch or whatever he did, the slap. He's been tortured in the media for years.
Right.
Right, and they probably did a lot of weird shit in that family. Here's my thing. The material world does not satisfy the soul. It satisfies the false, egoic, inner wounded child part of you. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is hard stuff. I'm only screaming it, and the divine is only using my vessel to tell you this so that you learn from the mistakes that people like me have made. Okay? All that my soul wants is to be in my divine union with my counterpart, and my human is like, no. No man can ever handle me. No man will ever love this person, me. My soul's like, oh my God, we showed you who it is, and you just, want to fight that. So you go have fun, and then you'll watch all this shit go down in his life, and you'll be mad, and then yeah, we'll bring you back together when the time's right. But grow the fuck up, Lauren. So when I scream at everybody, just know it's because I've been screamed at for my ego tendencies. That needed to come through. Thank you for your patience.
I have no notes, no
Let's-
comments or questions. I
Let's
have
talk about the
water because I was
You
using
can go refill if you need to. This is a live.
refilling. Yes. Free will exists, but only per the soul's predestined destiny.
Mic drop.
You can use your free will to be a fucking fuck, or you can just surrender.
Of course you can. Right. It's real. Yes, we're not saying free will is not a thing. Of course it is, So.
Right. I'm gonna get some water, and I feel like it's worth repeating to the group of listeners. The material world doesn't satisfy the soul. That was an amazing thing that you just said. I've never thought of it that way.
Oh yeah, I said that. Yeah. Well, we serve at the pleasure of the divine source, God creator, which is the title of this episode. Thank you for that title, Anna Scott. I'll start reading the cards while you get your water.
Enjoy.
We keep it moving here. We keep it We keep it moving here. We keep it moving here. Okay. So the 4 decks that I was guided to pull for this episode, my beautiful loves, was green and gold, This is called the Ancestral Plant Spirit Oracle deck. It's really beautiful. I found this actually in a gift shop in San Diego when I was visiting earlier this year in a place. If you're in San Diego, it's called Child of Wild, and I really love this deck. So the cards are Epazote, don't know if I said that right,
Uh,
Anato, and Rue. So I'm not going to read the passages from all the Oracle deck booklets, but this one, these are short, and these are required to read. So Anato, it says this is a plant that comes from Central and South America.
My name's in
It's
that.
what?
My name's in that.
Oh my God. Cannot make this shit up. I didn't even realize.
What kind of plants
Guys,
is
when we
it?
talk about code, that's what we mean. Things are coded. This is a matrix on Earth. It's coded. The reality's coded. And our soul is guiding us to be smart and look at the signs and trust them. But we miss them, especially when we're in our ego and focused on material shit. All right, Anato.
Great.
This is a plant that comes from Central and South America. It's a seed and it's ruled by Venus, the planet Venus. And it's
Ooh.
called the protector of beauty.
Oh.
This is what the plant has to say, which is also a version of Anna's soul. Cool. I protect the sacred creators and their creations. This is a message for you, boo. I protect the sacred creators and their creations. Your soul's happy you changed the name of your company. Cool. Okay, we're not channeling for each other. I guess we can publicly do that.
Will
I know.
allow it, but this is for the
By the
rest.
way, Anna's soul just told me that. Like, we're
Season.
channeling, we're psychic. Okay. I protect the sacred creators and their creations. I know that color is magic, and expressing the full spectrum of light can only delight the nectar of life. Celebrate! You have survived, for beauty is at the start, the beginning, and the end. Beauty is not a form, but a vibration that encases molecules of love. Speak beauty onto what you hold dear and feel it glow. Oh, oh, oh,
You know what the thing is?
oh.
We can make anything beautiful.
Yep.
Even the most fucked up situation, there is always beauty to be found depending on the
Yes.
choice that you are brave enough to make in that moment. Everything has beauty.
Mic drop. And also, remember when we got for you recently that you needed to be painting?
Yeah.
There it is. So, they're not lying up there. I know you guys think that like those of us that have the blessed ability to talk to the higher realms where the veils are thin all day for us. I know you guys think that like part of it's psychosis, but I promise you it's not. If it was, I wouldn't be on this path anymore.
I would
I've
have an
lost it.
assessment for you.
Next card. Epazote. Don't know if that's how you say it. Central and South America, again, it's a seed. It's ruled by the moon, the rider of tides. I integrate wisely. Okay. I process bitter moments into sweet releases. My timing is everything. By knowing exactly when to pause or to quicken my flow, I'm able to ride the tides. But the decision cannot be avoided, and the tide must not be fought. Choose the path and your pace and keep going. You hear that? Choose the path? That's what I had to do earlier this year. Choose your truest soul's path. And don't tell me you don't know what it is. You know. Anybody listening and watching,
always
you've
know.
been shown. You always know. Thank you. I like to scream sometimes and then I get really quiet and sensual and it's kind of fun because it's both and. Last card, Rue. I actually really love this card and I often pull it. Rue. Thank you. Rue. Europe. Seed, ruled by Jupiter. Right now, Jupiter's playing a big role in the collective because it's in Cancer. The light torchbearer. Here we go, baby. I am the light of clarity. I arrive like a blaze, clearing a fog, like compounded minerals. Hell yeah. Like compounded minerals, purified and refined in the ocean. My brightness is the shine of an illuminated spirit. And like a torch, I light the way to guide what is ready to find me. We're just going to leave that there. Whew. Nothing else is needed to say. The other cards. So the other deck I was guided to pull from for us is Gateway of Light. I don't have all of Kyle Gray's decks, but I do. This deck is not anything to sneeze at. There's a card in here that is a third eye activator. I have pulled it very sporadically and very specifically over the course of the last few years. And when I pull it, there's a third eye activation. And every time my clairvoyance is opened up 40 times more the next day. That's how I know this deck is very powerful. So I recommend it. The cards for us are no coincidence. This is why I was bringing up Atlantis, Memories of Atlantis,
Huh.
Spiritual Acceleration, Progress, and Technology. This card in the booklet, since I know it well, I've pulled it, has a warning though. And it tells the soul that pulls this card, you were in Atlantis and you're one of the souls that did not stay fully in the light,
Yeah, yeah.
and you are on the path to learn those lessons and not repeat it. So stay in integrity with the rapid acceleration, the spiritual acceleration, which is what matters the most, and how the technology may be serving the highest light agenda for that. But
Mhm.
if you're tuned into the highest dark agenda, aka how do I use AI to make more money? Yay! How do I use AI to scale my business? How do I use AI? AI greed, AI greed. You understand?
I can't wait till we're in Hollywood together.
They ain't ready for me, boo.
They're fucking ready.
I just hate that I walk into a room and I know everyone who's lying. Like, I wish ignorance is bliss.
Love it.
Seraphim Gateway, the Seraphim, highest order of angels. They surround the divine source God. They often are come to you in dreams and sing like this. Oh, they have like they're all about voice and throat activation. This card says voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. Um, there's a throat chakra activation for everybody, speaking truth, but also working with music. Like it doesn't have to always be words. My soul tells me that it's like it can be sometimes tones. You know,
Mhm.
I teach some of my clients with throat. I take my clients through a ritual of humming.
Mhm.
Simple, but we do this thing where we hum and then we let the word intuitively come out at the end of the hum. So we go, hmm. Lover. That's the word I got. Last card, inner earth. This is the grounding part. Base chakra, strength, security, laying foundations. If we can't do this, none of this other fancy spiritual stuff matters. Just understand, under the earth is portals of light, love, truth, and grounding forces that allow you. Oof, I feel the frequency of this card. Thank you. I need grounding. This is the key, guys. Focus on the ground beneath your feet. Lay your feet flat on the ground and pull, allow Mother Earth to bring energy up through your feet chakras to go all the way up your body, all the way to your crown, and you will feel grounded.
Be where your feet are, baby.
Yep.
I love that fierce presence thing that you have said. It
Yeah,
feels very
that
love.
was life changing, and that was my card for November, and I've been reading it every day. It's right there in the booklet because I keep it open. You know, that's the thing. Like we use these spiritual tools, whether it's cards or we gotta like, you know, we gotta take these messages more seriously. I used to be like when I was first getting into all of this, and I was guided to it all very specifically and very, you know, I'm sure you have the same journey. Like there's a pace to it. I used to get like so excited. And that's sometimes how I can be where it's a good thing, right? Because yes, we want to be excited, but I used to like not let the messages hit, like integrate. You know, I would be like pulling cards so fast because
Right.
my brain moves so fast. And that's the mind, that's the ego. It's not my soul. And my soul would be like, you know, I look back and I think of times when I was getting messages and I was flying by the seat of my pants, and my soul, I could feel it now, was like, calm down, you're missing the message. Like
Mhm.
you know, and something hard might be happening in the future, but just keep this message close to your heart because it's all for a purpose. So I'm trying to like, yeah,
Not
you know,
be
if you're working with cards, if you go to a therapist, like
yeah,
listen, journal,
yeah,
reread what was, you know, there's a lot of epic shit coming through. The
right.
divine's speaking to us all the time through all kinds of people, places, and things, but like our human just wants to like speed through. You know, they used to, my coach, my mentor, Dr. Lauren, who's the hardest on me because he loves me, he was like, they show you speeding through light, you know, lights all the time. It's not, I don't actually do that in a car, but that's my energy. Like, you know, the light is red and I'm like, bee, you know, and he's like, slow down. Story of my life. So anyway, you know, it's just, we've got to like, integrating is everything. And the only force that can help you do that is Mother Earth. We're on this planet. Source's job is to bring you up. Source can ground, the divine can do everything. The divine can do, but the divine gave us earth to ground us.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
is interesting. I'm being shown this. The divine brings us up, Mother Earth brings us down. You
Um,
see how the body's designed? It's fucking perfect. Source made it. God damn. Hot diggity dog. God damn. Okay, the four, so the other deck, Divine Feminine Oracle. Very important deck. One of my oldest and best. The divine feminine goddess is awakening on earth, and it's all about healing the feminine, which is also the planet, which is also people. Everyone holds divine feminine energy. It's your emotional body. It's honoring your emotions and how you feel. It's being versus doing, right? So she's screaming. Um,
Really screaming. My dogs want to come hang out. I'll be right back.
okay. So the four cards came out for this, so I have to honor that. The first is this beautiful woman in red. I think it's Zhao Huangying, the mystic of peace. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. Sekhmet, my freaking girl, a lot of red energy. Three reds and then one green. No coincidence. Sekhmet, my girl, ancient Egypt, lioness merges with woman. That's who this is. The Red Lady, I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. One must honor their sacred rage so they don't dump it all over people they love. Thank you.
Thank
Mirabai,
you. Come again.
Mirabai, love her. The Saint of True Freedom. This is one of my favorites, and it's a
Ooh.
message for me.
What's her name?
Mirabai.
Huh. What's that?
Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. There's a code. Okay. And then the last one. So three red. This is interesting, right? Red. Red is passion. Red is fire. Red is anger.
Yeah.
And Christmas. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is real, guys. Look at this theme.
And look
And
at your nails
you know,
and your rings that match the cards.
yeah. Mystic of peace. So there's peace, there's anger, there's love. Mic drop. And then the fourth, who's coming in with a beautiful message for us. I feel this is a message for the future, the spring, because Bridget represents the spring and new beginnings and renewal. Bridget, the goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. So spring is coming, my loves. It really is. Not just like March, April. I'm talking like spring is coming as we end this 9 year and move into a one. New beginnings next year, baby. And we're all ready. And the final deck is Oracle at Delphi. I was one of them. So were you. It's fine.
Was I? That's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Think I did some fucked up shit.
By the way, a lot of us were oracles at Delphi for those that I'm talking to. Not just one person. Moving on.
I feel like I was a fun singing one. I loved
Oh yeah, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of singing, there was a lot of channeling, there was a lot of ritual. It was a fun lifetime, but also hard because we were demonized. Moving on. So the three cards are 8, musician, shine, play, invoke, express.
Yeah.
This is definitely a card for all of us, no matter if you think you have gifts or not, to start playing in the arts, right? Like you've been, guided to paint more. I know you do a lot of this because you have your beautiful kids and they're into everything, but like we've got to start playing with like the real healing frequencies of music because music is real. It's a healing force. I know that's a big part of your journey, mine too. And also play.
Mhm.
Expression is an ongoing journey for everybody, whether you express it on a podcast, YouTube show, whether you express it to your husband or your friends. But I think expression has a lot to do with like self-expression and then who we are guided and to share it with. So I'm not surprised this came through. It's like meant to be a calming energy. Like you guys can scream, you guys can cry, like have your feels of what you're navigating, but ultimately let the arts, let music wash over you to heal you, you know?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact quote, but the sentiment basically is I believe it was Ethan Hawke who did a video about this that went viral as they do. And it was basically saying, like, people can say the arts are the extras, but then when somebody dies or when
What they're going to.
read, what poem are we reading, what song are we listening to, who's going to sing this, and can you actually say it this way?
Yeah.
It comes back to what we highlight in our day-to-day and what moves us.
So
Not to
true.
bring it to my business, but this is the most pertinent thing, and that can help people too. It's not like in business, in life, in whatever, but something that I realized in my own life. I have always had an aptitude, not that I can play a ton of instruments, actually, like I'm
Yeah.
sure I could if I tried. I'm sure in other lifetimes I did. I
You
have a
definitely could.
there. But I've always loved the voice, and I've loved the way music has made me feel, live music especially. And then as it turns out, music ended up being the main trigger to my strongest spiritual gift in this exact moment, which is information coming through my body like a literal tidal wave as the song gives me, whether it is something I'm meant to write, something that's meant to go in a movie, something that a client needs to know, something that I need to tell a friend. And it's because of the pure love and
Mm,
affinity I have for the art form that
yes.
the information comes through in a way that is immediately known in my body as truth because how it makes me feel. It's not
Yes.
logical. So
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
whether it's a writer, whether it's a film, whether it's a fucking song, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Whatever moves you, there's so much more there for you.
Yeah.
So much more there for you. Of course, play and creativity. If you have kids, you don't have kids, whatever the fuck, but there's
Yeah.
so much. The arts is the arts is, period. That's what it is.
Mic drop.
So,
And I think also, like you just said, you don't have to figure it out. It should just be an organic
oh,
process. But you spoke to that same message we just got with the base chakra card of like, integrate it, really like reflect. There's a difference between like getting an insight or having a breakthrough and then reflecting on it to then integrate. That's a code.
mhm.
Receiving the
It's
breakthrough
not
or
me.
clarity,
You can't make it
receiving the
happen.
breakthrough or clarity, integrating it. Sorry, receiving the breakthrough or clarity, reflecting on it, then integrating it. You
Mhm.
cannot integrate without reflection. Never heard that before in my life. That's really useful. That's really useful. So the other two cards from Oracle at Delphi are strategist, counsel, project, lobby, advise, and then advocate, reconcile, uphold, adjudicate, I'm sorry, balance. So Themis, goddess of justice, there's a lot of justice happening this year as we round out the nine and the completions and the endings. If you're going through endings, job loss, breakup, uh, why are you guiding me to say that? Divorce, uh, um, uh, a habit that was unhealthy finally catching up to you physically, mentally, emotionally. Understand that there's a law of divine justice, and it is the phrase they're saying is traipsing through earth to balance everything. So you're being supported and you are going to ultimately land in a more balanced, centered, grounded state, but trust the process of that. I'm being guided to share that. And then also, what are you an advocate for? What are you an advocate for? What are the values and principles you're willing to uphold no matter how much money someone would want to throw at you, right? No
What
matter how
will
much
you be
attention you're getting.
unwavering in? What the fuck will you be unwavering in? What will you commit to?
And that's a question for us all. And that can change and evolve. A lot of us have gone
Of
through
course.
evolutions, but ultimately, what's happening is our soul told us a long time ago what we were to uphold in this lifetime, and we are running from it. So it comes back around, or the very opposite experience of what we're here to have comes to teach us. You don't want that, do you?
Mhm. This is what
If
I
you're fighting with your soul, I promise you this, your soul will win. I've lived it. Okay. I'm not speaking nothing I haven't lived. No way. Strategist. So this is interesting. This is the mind. This is our the healthy, thoughtful, discerning, logical mind that anchors in epic divine order and crazy chaos of magic. Counsel, project, lobby, advise. That to me goes with advocate. It's like, okay, if you're an advocate and if you're upholding certain things, how are you taking inspired action to lead, to grow a community, to advise, to counsel, to lobby for a cause or causes? That's
impossible.
that's going into next year. Like next year, this 1 year new beginnings. Like, yeah, we're gonna be guided to start getting involved again publicly and in organizations and starting nonprofits, like you said, and who knows what else. So I hope those cards help. I think they really came through exactly how they were supposed to and assisted this conversation.
Mhm.
Um, I would love to, because we're doing so good on time. I mean, damn, that
This
that
was
that only took an hour.
fine time.
Felt like six days just now with you in the best way because the stuff that comes through when I'm with you is, oh my God.
Amazing.
Not an average day for me, I promise you that. So I think what we need to do is chat a little bit more, obviously, and impart some wisdom. I think it's time for you to impart some wisdom for our fellow souls on earth. And I have some questions I want to ask you that'll be some good prompts for you to play with. But if anything wants to come through, it's fair game here.
May I begin with a poem?
You may go for it.
Amazing. I feel as though I sent this to you, but as you were talking about the musician card and I went on my rant about the arts, I came across this poem the other day and I immediately needed to send it to everyone that I know.
Yeah.
I do. Just blast all. I've just quickly, I've completely detached from responses from people because I have no need for any percentage of external validation at this point. But when I feel I need to say or ask or do something, I'm just going to do it. Even if I would love people to say that something back to me because it's nice to have a, it's not just like a one-way street. But my point of that is going back to like, what will you be unwavering in? If I am meant to do this thing and speak this message, at some point, someone will reply and give me the next step forward. It is my duty. It is your duty. It is the
Yes.
listener's duty to fucking keep doing the things that need to happen. And eventually, the fuckers that are meant to help us are going to show up. And they will. You and I, case in point. Okay. Now, the poem I want to read, friends. You've probably heard it, some of you. It's called Invictus, okay?
Mm.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. I actually have, but we'll continue. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. William Ernest Henley, I think in the 1800s, okay? I wanted to begin with that. I am going to think
Wow.
because there's so much to that. But you're asking me for wisdom. And yes, Anna Scott has wisdom. Anna Scott has lived. Anna Scott has actually shit in a bag on the highway because there's no bathroom. And then, like, I don't know why I keep telling stories about me pooping my pants and people in my family having accidents, but like, we're human, okay? Do I also have the future solutions for the future of education? Yup. Am I gonna be like making a movie that's gonna like a million people watch? Yeah, okay. Do I also shit my pants? Yup. Cool. Anyway,
My soul family. Oh my
like,
God. The most kindred soul I've
everyone's
ever
shit
known.
stinks. Okay, so this is the thing. A couple lines in that, right? So this one sticks out to me. My head is bloody but unbowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So advice on that, or like what my reflection, my receival of this poem, and then reflection, and then how I've integrated it to go off of the words that you channeled before, right? So we're gonna get rocked.
Yeah.
Time and time and time again. I did that whole soliloquy earlier about how I was on a
Revolving door. Revolving door. Yeah.
right? It's not, I'm not going to go backwards and have to learn the same lessons over again because I've learned those fucking lessons. I have been bloodied by those lessons. You, listener,
Yes.
have been bloodied by a lot of shit. You have been through it, right? And what I am interpreting from this poem specifically, and this is just me, take it if you want to take it. We must bow to the divine, to our soul, to our mission, because we fucking chose it before we came here. We can use our free will to bow to that, I should say. But never to the circumstance or the things given to us on this planet as truth, just taking it as is, or looking around us and thinking that someone else can, even whether it is the most world-renowned actor, coach, therapist, whatever the fuck, if someone's feeding you something and asking you to bow your fucking head to them, That is not the truth. That is not the truth. You know the truth. You know who in your life feels like the truth. You do. Anyways, I'm getting very aggressive, it seems. The
Love,
arts do that to me.
love it.
So another
Milk
one,
and honey, baby. Saffron water with honey. Globs. Keyword
unpaid
top
partner.
word spoken on this show is globs.
Is that what did I say? Globs? That's great.
Mhm.
It matters not how straight the gate. Okay. How far could we fucking go with this one line, dude? Like you talking about your epic unconditional love that already fucking exists and is gonna fucking happen because it's already fucking happened. Okay.
Yep.
It matters not how straight the gate. If you know something to be true and you just let yourself shut the fuck up to
That. Fucking
like
that.
shut up.
Shut up.
If you felt it once and you are doing the work and you are being as embracing as you can to what you have.
Uh-huh.
It's even like gratitude. Oh my God, have gratitude for what you have. I'm not
I
anti-gratitude.
love this Russian grandmother alter ego of yours.
What is this?
Love it.
It's not being
And I
anti-gratitude.
just said past life. Of course it is.
Cool.
She's the crone. She's the crone version of you that has epic wisdom, right? I mean, yes. Shut up. Shut up.
If you felt it once and you can remember that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and let go of when it will manifest. You will actually
pulling it
do what you
faster.
were supposed to do.
This is my problem.
In the
This is,
now.
thank you for bringing this up before, like, manifest it, like I manifested it, I created it. This is my problem with our colleagues in the space. I am literally obsessed with the phrase our colleagues in the space. They are my colleagues. They are your colleagues. They are our colleagues. They are souls and bodies, gifted souls and bodies, might I add. However, you are not the one that makes it happen. You might create the seed that then the divine waters by the grace. Okay, but we are not. I manifested my house. Yay.
Mhm.
It's so boring to me. It's like, yeah, technically you did, but you didn't do it alone.
Mhm.
I
Mhm. I want to hear about the time you fucking threw up in the backyard because you got food poisoning and then had to go on a TV show. I want to hear about that.
Me too. I don't want to hear about your house, your boat, your yacht, your husband, your wardrobe that you were invited on the Today Show. I don't care. It's boring and age old and dying on Earth. No shade to the Today Show. I'll come on, but you guys better be ready for me. Not sure you'd invite me.
And we may make a podcast from one of our yachts in the future, but if we have an accident, we'll let the people know while we're on the yacht. And
Yeah.
we'll also be giving it out pro bono to different systems that we are here to create. So there's
Use the yacht. The yacht is an open season.
Mhm.
Because another, message from that poem has so much to do with like this self-respect you do get to, which is part of what I just went through this year that you witnessed of once you have almost died,
Yeah,
metaphorically, physically, emotionally, spiritually,
all the ways.
there's no stopping you.
Mm-mm.
Like really, this whole concept of like, if you know your worth, you're unstoppable. No, if you've almost died and came back or didn't choose to go through with it, or you were saved by the divine, which is ultimately what happens,
Yep.
then you're unstoppable. But until then, you're going to be playing a little game with your ego and what you show the world for all your masks. And when you almost die, your masks disintegrate into thin air. My masks are gone, which is why I'm being batshit crazy on this video because there's no more masks. I'm too tired. My soul exhausted me with holding up those masks. So now they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that poem to me says. It's like, dude, once you're bloodied and bludgeoned to death, almost to death, you don't really want to wear a mask. You're tired. You're like, oh God, well, listen, if that's the path I'm going to go on, if I keep these masks on, we'll take the masks off and come what may. Careful saying come what may. I'm going to warn everybody. When I chose my highest divine destiny, I told the divine, come what may. This is who I am.
Yeah, dude.
Life fell apart.
I didn't plan on like just reciting things to people, but as I said, music is my main mode, and I just collect lyrics, and this popped into my head, so it feels important based on what you just said too. One of the greatest, in my opinion, lyrics of all time was crooned by one Frank Sinatra. Okay,
My
ready?
way, my way.
Of course. Oh, are you psychic or something? But this is the part. Ready? For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, he has not. To say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels.
Mic drop, baby.
Fucking again, okay, we're gonna pray, we're gonna be with the divine, but don't fucking kneel to shit that other people are telling you to. Don't kneel to your own patterns that you're refusing to face. Don't kneel to bullshit that you are giving or receiving.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes, that's
Because
real.
you are supposed to do it.
This is the hard stuff, guys. This is the hard stuff to face.
It's
This is
crazy.
facing the mirror. This is facing the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What, the concept of like, because ultimately, let's talk about what keeps people from their true purpose in life, their true life partner, their true path, call
Mm-hmm.
it whatever is involved in that. It is rooted in childhood wounds and pain and trauma. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's box one. But box two is a little box that I once dubbed called social currency. Who
Yeah.
wants to hear it? This is the real mirror that people don't like to hear this, but it's real. Actually, yes, because I have ranted about this on my Instagram lives and probably in many podcast episodes. And I would like to bring it through in a more loving way because I tend to judge social currency. Because I'll tell you why, transparently. In this lifetime, I'm in a body that doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a form that is not as desired, right, by the male gaze. I'm in a form that intimidates a lot of women that are not in a form like this. I'm in a form with a voice that's very loud and very confronting. And I'm also psychic, and people can sense it, even if they don't even know I am. They can sense they can't lie around me. So throughout my life, and I used to wonder, like childhood, I was isolated a lot, isolated a lot. People would make fun of me. Girl groups would shut me out, not invite me to the party,
I'm
make
only
fun of
smirking because
me.
I love your form. Continue. Clearly, from the
Make fun of me.
beginning.
I mean, I'm not trying to get any sympathy, guys. I'm just telling you like where this all comes from because I have examined my path till the
Mhm.
cows come home because I needed to understand how to overcome it. And the only way one can understand how to overcome one's perception of self, which is false usually, is to go into it. So all those years of rejection from all the men I ever wanted to be with and all the girls that hurt me and all the female friendships that broke my spirit, all of that stuff ultimately was me learning. Where was I going with this? Me learning that everything stems from our relationship with ourself. And then, yes, our surroundings are a mirror of that, right? So my soul took me through a journey in this lifetime that was, and it's not like I'm better than anybody else, right? This was very hard. And if I could do it over, I wouldn't have wanted it. Okay? I'm just gonna say it.
Hell yeah.
But it's advanced stuff because it's like, can you really be with yourself? And I was forced to, like, I didn't want to be, but I was forced to because of these circumstances. I would always like end up alone, end up isolated. And again, how to pull the gold from these hard experiences we have in life. And
And the key on it all.
my
Yes.
main goal is to, as an observer, because I often would be observing social groups and friend groups and romantic relationships and again, I'm observing, right? I'm not trying to tune in. Throughout my life, I didn't even know I was psychic, but I was picking up on a lot of things that people were not saying and lying about or their motivations. And ultimately what I learned is that like group consciousness is real between groups of friends, between a husband and wife, between a partner, between partners, between friendships, between companies and teams and companies, right? Organizations. And these group consciousnesses are feeding off each other. Of course they are. They're all souls. It's all energy. Energy feeds off of energy. However, when we are motivated by social currency, AKA fitting in, AKA conforming, AKA not standing out, AKA we think that's going to stop us from being judged, but we're judged anyway. And then what happens is we start to slowly lose our soul and our spirit because we conform with so many masks on so that everybody around us still likes us, keeps us around, and is comfortable. So that ultimately what's happening, and I think this has been a theme for a lot of people this year with these endings and completion, is the social currency is being ripped from them.
Right.
Right? Because like when we have groups of people that are feeding our ego's way of life, we stay in that life. It takes a brave soul to be a black sheep. It takes a brave soul to walk its own path. It takes a brave, courageous soul to go against the grain of the programmed culture of scarcity, fear, lack mindset, and separation consciousness. So my soul, your soul, chose to walk that courageous, brutal path.
Freedom is born in the grains we go against. Anna Scott.
Ooh, oh, did you just write a lyric?
Why not?
I love it. I can't wait till you write songs and write your movie and write your, well, you're already writing your movie, writing books. It's so beautiful. Well,
Cool.
that feels like
We as everyone listening to us, we are all very fucking cool. And
right.
you know, it's just like fuck. I will say too, think my candle's going, so there's a different scent. But you know when you shower and then you just like sometimes think you smell immediately after? I don't know. Anyways, I'm just like getting something. But like, anyways, back
The
to
energy was so potent it changed our scent.
I think like I just need to put on some of my husband's deodorant. Not on the natural path yet, but if anyone has any links for
I do.
Oh, you do? Great.
I'll text you.
Send it over.
I love Anna Scott. Did I mention I love Anna Scott? Love, love, like from my deepest part of my heart. I love her so much. She has helped me. She has healed me. She has seen me. She has not judged me. She has been there for me, even when she had nothing to gain. Everybody got it?
We talk about that because you're similar. This is the thing. I don't know if
unconditional love is really hard on earth, but it's all that we're here to do. Sorry, go ahead. That had to come out.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Lauren. This press conference is a wrapping up, not in this exact moment in time, but we want to thank you for existing. And also, what is this from? What movie? I want to thank myself. Is that Snoop Dogg? I'd like to thank myself as well for being here. And
sipping on gin and juice, laid back with my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Also,
I love gin and juice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Not the Drake, the song.
Yeah. Being agendaless. Being agendaless, other than just being the best for yourself that you fucking.
What I was getting when you had the microphone was, do you remember in Aladdin when the genie has the microphone for a second and is talking to Aladdin like jokingly?
Oh, yes.
All I could see was the genie, the blue genie has something for you today. You might want to watch that movie with your kids. There's something.
Because we love
him. Oh yeah, Robin Williams. You need
to
to watch the Disney version, like the animated version, and the genie has some codes for you because all I could see was the genie. It's like, oh, I know.
Oh my God, wait.
Oh my God. I think I know. I think I know why. I think I know why. I think I know why. This is what it is when you
we rub the lamp.
Oh my God, because they just showed me. Wow, live on YouTube. This is my most vulnerable episode. Great. Live on YouTube, I'm showing you a download. We're getting a download right now. They want you to make 3 wishes. Should we make them live together?
Oh, wishes? Oh, cool.
They want you to make 3 wishes right now. It's wishing season, baby. Christmas, magic, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of it. It's a very magical season where miracles of all kinds are possible. And that's how we're going to round out this 9 year that shredded all of us. Thank you.
Amazing. Shall we also invite the listener to make their own personal wishes?
All right, guys, we're going to give you a 3 wish ceremony right now. We're holding space for everyone who's watching and listening's wishes. Make your 3 wishes. Call forward your God and ask your God to grant them if it is for the highest and best for you and all. That's the key code. That's the key part. Not just for your ego in the material world. Remember, this is about What are the wishes from the deepest part of your heart that you actually desire for your highest good that you know your soul's guiding you to? Ask and ye shall receive.
Okay, so immediately as you asked me to ask for wishes, I started hearing the greatest love of all, Whitney Houston. Alexa,
Oh, I love
greatest
that.
love
And
of all.
that's about self-love
Of course.
and love of others, but only from the place of when you love yourself.
So this is the line. I believe the children are our future. So
Yes.
my first wish, my own children included, of course, and also to every child within every adult that is listening, that will ever listen, that will never see this podcast, but exists. So really, every child within every human heart in living existence, my wish is that freedom, safety, and boundlessness can be the main energy holding container and truth for every essence of the child that is on this planet.
Holding that in the highest light, love, and truth.
Fuck, dude, because the children are our future, and we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to do what we can.
Big. It's all about them, by the way.
Responsibility.
So it's all for them and about them. Thank you.
Wish number two. My wish number two is for that all people who know that they are meant to be loved as deeply and as vastly as they feel on their best days are united in this lifetime with their counterpart. And I wish that too for my own marriage as well, because even though I am in union, there are toils amidst triumphs. So my wish number two is for all unconditional love to be given and received, if there is even but a seedling available.
Holding that in the highest light, love, and truth.
My wish number three is for us all to take the line from, I want to say it's Bad Romance, Lady Gaga, and mean it when we say, I'm a free bitch, baby. Because freedom is the fucking shit.
It's all that we want.
are meant
All the soul
to
wants. It's
experience
all the
freedom.
divine wants for us. Holding that in the
And,
highest
and
light, love, and
what
truth.
freedom means, you can fucking buy a Bronco on a Tuesday because you have fucking cash flow and ride it off in the distance and like throw random shit you
Bronco it
bought
up.
from Saks to like people in the projects.
Go for
Okay,
it.
that's freedom. If you want to book a flight to Dubai on a Saturday
Go
because
for
you
it.
want to bring all your friends and experience life, that's
Go,
freedom.
go, go.
If you want to make a movie that's resurrecting one of the most prolific, infamous families of all cinematic time and use it to create a different future for humanity, that's fucking freedom. If you want to address your own bullshit finally and just stop lying, that will be freedom.
Oh, the
If you
most
want to
mic
get
drop
like,
of all.
even though you know you're going to be late, that's freedom. Because at least you'll be,
At least you're breathing.
at least you're breathing. Still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
What a ceremony. What three wishes. We are asking the divine source God to grant those for the highest good of all in the highest timeline for all at the most opportune divine time, effective immediately across all time, space, reality, and all levels of our soul's consciousness. So be it and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the higher realms, the earth realm, for assisting us in creating the most epic life.
Wait, did I actually just like copy Aladdin by accident? Didn't Aladdin freed the genie? That's amazing.
Yes.
I didn't do that on purpose, but that's fun.
Yeah.
Because remember the genie,
Oh, we gotta watch that movie. There's a code.
Oh,
There's codes in that movie for us today.
the will to be free exists. So
And let me tell you something. Like this episode is one for the ages. Okay. Like whatever we have to rewatch this because I have no idea what happened. Whatever we brought through in this episode is really a cornerstone episode of Mic Drop Sundrip, like I told you it would be. And of course it ended up being. And also an episode that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be referencing again and again, and the listeners and viewers are going to be referencing because this is what it looks like, guys. And if you're still here watching this, like, God bless your soul. This is what it looks like to
You're
be
still
your
left of
full,
your
like, I know people love the phrase authentic self. I don't even, to me, that holds no merit anymore either, because the word authenticity has been hijacked. But ultimately, like, this is what it looks like. It's messy. None of us are one note in our daily private lives, yet we show up from this performative place to make money. Stop. You're blocking more money from coming in by not being your raw self. Raw could be crying. Raw could be screaming. Raw could be quiet. Raw doesn't need to be fiery. I just happen to be Sag Sun, Leo rising, Pisces moon. Okay. I'm
You
dealing
really
with
raw
fire and
dog this
water all
life,
day.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
easy. If I was a Virgo, you'd have a very different Lauren. Not this lifetime. So, I just want to say to everybody, like, let this batshit crazy epic ass divine threaded episode with Anna and myself be your invitation, your sign to stop faking it in life.
Not faking it. My God.
It's
Fuck.
tiring, and your body's going to start fighting back.
Yep.
I think I'm going to do a little Instagram reel of all the cards we pulled
Let's do.
to preview the episode.
It's amazing.
Okay, Anna Scott, I think that our work here is complete. The divine is smiling down upon us and everyone watching and listening. And the divine's really proud. And I'm saying that humbly. I am not sure how I made it, except the only thing I know and believe in terms of how I made it is the grace of my soul family, my twin flame, my higher self, my spirit guides, my ancestors, and my family of origin in this life. Otherwise, Lauren would be dead.
Do you like that I'm just singing behind you as you're like soliloquying the end? No, but that's a great song, right? Like to what you're saying. Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, my baby.
Aww.
I mean,
we made it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So on that note, listeners, we are wrapping it up.
Saffron water, globs of honey, lemon, salt. Is that what it is?
Just do your shit. Go out there and do your shit.
And we out. Love you, Anna Scott.
I love you, Lauren Guerreri.
Thank you so much for listening to Mic Drop Sundrip. Join the community at houseoflow.co/micdropsundrip. And remember, without truth, there can be no light. And without light, there can be no power.